Hello Namibia, and welcome to your daily lunchtime show where we get to catch up on current events and headlines that are in the news. My name is Priska Agnolo and you are watching NMH at 1. Let us first have a look at incoming news this morning. Tomorrow's meeting with Recon Africa. Public opinion seems split as regards to the planned oil exploration in the Kavango areas as can be seen on our slide, especially as this area has firstly seen much investments in terms of promoting tourism and secondly on account of the conservancies spending much time to maintain the biodiversity of the area. The biggest concern is that the initial search for oil will quickly turn into a fracking operation, which invariably has a huge impact on any environment. Recon Africa wants to explain its position at 2 public hearings and presentations tomorrow. This will be the first time that they face up to environmental experts in the field. And now moving on to our COVID-19 update. After a break over the festive season, we today resume with your daily COVID-19 update. According to the latest data, Namibia has now tested more than 250,000 individuals for the virus. This number excludes more than 11,000 repeated tests. By Saturday, Namibia had close to 34,000 positive cases with a recovery rate of 95%. The fatality rate has increased to more than 1%, but is still half the global average of 2%. Over the 7 days up to Friday, an average of 1,408 new tests were done daily. Almost 30,000 people have been quarantined in Namibia since March last year. Only 1,185 individuals were still housed in official quarantine facilities by Saturday. Over the 7 days ended on Sunday, 1,086 people entered quarantine, while 1,659 were released. As from now on, you can tune in daily for our focus on specific aspects of the pandemic in Namibia. As always, next we bring you video news clips from around the country. In our first video, the chairperson of the Rundu Urban Community Association Advisory Committee, Marcellus Mukuve, feels regional governors should be elected and not appointed, as is currently the norm. Kenya Kambawe submitted this clip.
That we need to have governors in the regions, but we are suggesting that governors be elected equally to the way we elect councillors and the president, so that political parties can put up their candidates, be it independent candidates, as long as this person can come from the region, elected by the people in the region themselves, rather than somebody who is being imposed on them by a single person. So therefore, we have researched and seen that governors are getting tough time. They might be coming up with issues that are beneficial to the regions, but simply the fact that they are not elected, people are rejecting. We have got examples of issues because governors have to now go to an extent where they have to consult thoroughly before they can decide on something, so which is not good. Some of these issues that our governors are deciding upon are issues that can progress regions, but do people take it? So therefore, on this issue, we are saying let governors from Ruga's side be elected as we elect the president and the councillors. This is our stand as Ruga.
The pipes at Nida's Grape project have been replaced after they were washed away when the sluices of the Nauta Dam were opened. Elizabeth Joseph, our correspondent in Cape Manswep, sent us this clip.
These are the pipes that have been fixed. These pipes were damaged. This is used to transport water from the Notre Dame to some of NIDA's main projects just over there. And we are here to find out just how much it cost the project to fix these pipes.
And now for our third video insert. Employees of the national broadcaster on Friday hosted a peaceful demonstration demanding, amongst others, an 8% salary increment backdated for 24 months, along with the discharge of the current board of directors and a forensic investigation into NBC's financial management. These demands were read by Workers' Union Representative Chairperson for the Oshwarongo constituency, Isidore Shilongo. Esther Kamati submitted this clip.
To pay back such money with immediate effect. Employees demand the immediate discharge of the board of directors because of their failure to carry out their fiduciary duty. We demand a forensic investigation into the NBC financial management and making public NBC audited financial statement for public scrutiny. We demand that NBC stop the private payroll system for executive management because it's a waste of scale public resources. For and on behalf of the workers of the NBC, I thank you.
Thank you very much.
I submit.
Viva workers, viva!
Viva!
Workers, viva!
Viva!
Viva workers, viva!
Viva!
Luta!
Continua!
Luta!
Continua!
Vitória!
Yes, sir. Poor leadership down!
Down!
Down! Poor leadership down!
Down!
Down mismanagement down!
Down!
Aluta!
Continua!
Viva workers, viva!
Viva!
Viva Napu, viva!
Viva!
Down NPC down!
Down!
Down Jacobs down!
Down!
Down Board of Directors down!
Looking at the front pages of various Namibian papers today, we see that all three of the NMH papers lead with Air Namibia on their front pages today. The Algemeine Zeitung leads with the fact that roughly 182 million Namibian dollars will be paid to the Belgian company Challenge Air, an amount substantially lower than the original 400 million Namibian dollars. But then it needs to be remembered that Challenge Air has already recovered substantial amounts in the past. Fact is that the amount of 9.9 million euros will need to be repaid within a year, according to a settlement agreement between Challenge Air and the Namibian carrier Air Namibia. 5.8 million euros needs to be paid by the end of the day of the 18th of February, and thereafter 10 monthly installments of 677,175.50 euros until the 22nd of January 2022. The Minister of Finance is not convinced yet that the Namibian government will in fact support such a bailout. The Namibian Sun focuses on the numbers and tells us that 644 jobs seem to be safe for now. Interestingly enough, the Minister for Public Enterprises, Leon Schuster, says that government was not consulted as regards to the settlement, for which reason he is unsure whether the settlement will be considered. It seems difficult to see the government circumventing this deal, considering that they were the second respondent in the court case, and on account of not appearing in court to defend the matter, they could technically, by default, become part and parcel of the settlement agreement. Republican has taken the response of the Minister of Finance, Epumbushimi, and explains his stance in his capacity as the chairperson of the Cabinet Committee on Treasury. Shimi wants to first assess the impact of a continued Air Namibia existence and fears that a revival plan for the airline could cost Namibia another 7 billion Namibian dollars. The Namibian leads with one of the fish rot accused, the chief executive of the government fishing enterprise National Fish Corps Corporation of Namibia, popularly known as Fish Corps, Mike Nkipunya, having cleared his bank balances shortly before his arrest on account of his supposed involvement in the Fish Corps scandal. He alone had received a whopping 10.5 million Namibian dollars into his trust account. New Era reports on its front page that the visiting president of Botswana, Mokgweetsi Masisi, is not ready to have the joint investigation report between Namibia and Botswana into the shoot to kill border incidents released yet. According to Masisi, there is still a judicial process that needs to be completed in Botswana. And on the inside of our country's newspapers, you'll be able to read up on the following. On its page 2, the Allgemeine Zeitung focuses a tendency which sees pupils leaving private schools in order to attend government schools. This is interpreted by educationalists as being the result of the continued COVID-19 and its effects on the Namibian economy. On page 2, the Namibian Sun delves into the police statistics that have finally been released for the holiday season December 2020 to January 2021. 84 lives were lost to accidents during this past season. The Republican on its page 2 has a lengthy report about the elephant auction that is still being pursued by government, notwithstanding the substantial protest against such a move. Environmentalists are convinced that the government is basing its decision to reduce the number of elephants on wrong population assessments. On page 3 of the Namibian, you can read up on the NBC's employees that have decided to declare a dispute with the board. The workers are convinced that the board is not honoring salary package promises previously made. New Era on its page 3 in turn focuses on the fact that Namibia and Botswana are now joining forces in an effort to secure COVID-19 vaccines for these two countries. And with that, we have reached the end of today's lunchtime show. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been your host, Priska Agnolo, live for NMH at 1. We look forward towards engaging with you again tomorrow, and thank you so much for watching and supporting us. Please do join us again at the same time and at the same place tomorrow. Until then, be safe and stay healthy. Goodbye.